Ladies, how y'all doing out there? That's what I should be asking. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are balancing what you got and we making the best of what we have, right?
That's right.
So today, ladies, you know what we doing. Don't act like you don't know. We peaching with Georgia. And guess what? We have another mommy with us today. Give us a round of applause for Nay.
Hi.
She gonna be letting us get all up in her business today. Are you ready for that?
I am. I'm ready. Let's talk about it.
Yes, I love that. I like your vibe already. Let's talk about it. How do you maintain your vibe whenever you're having one of those days?
I mean, I would say I do it well, but I don't think I do. I think I respond well, but internally I'm still dissecting every part of the disrespect, the ignorance, or whatever is thrown my way, and then I'm like, okay, breathe and respond.
Right.
Because I can't lose my character, nor do I want to, but I am still human, so I feel it all still. And I'm like, okay, I respect my feeling, and if I feel disrespected, I will address it properly, but I don't have to spaz.
Right, and I love, did y'all just hear what she just said? We don't have to spaz. Listen, just because you're right don't mean you go wrong. Stop. Let's pause, ladies, okay? Anytime you feel like you finna go left, I need you to stop. And again, let's highlight, even if you're right, just because you're right don't mean you gotta spaz. That's just gonna make you wrong, and two wrongs don't make a right, correct?
Correct.
All right then.
That's a word.
Right. Don't drop some knowledge up here.
I love it.
It's like a lot of times when we're going through life, we feel like once we release, spaz out, aka,
Exactly.
Everything's good, you know?
Right.
No, it's not. It's like, depending on how you spazzed out, may have caused more things. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to watch what we do when we're spazzing out. We need to go to better lengths of actually knowing how to control those emotions and how to handle them. Ladies, you're gonna feel what you're gonna feel. And again, I will never take your feelings away from you. I want you guys to know how to deal with those feelings, because when you're in denial about what you're going through inside, then the outside world is just, hey, it's gonna be whatever is given. I really like when people just be honest about like how they feel. Like everything isn't perfect. Everything isn't gonna just be, you know, sunshine and flowers all the time. We have to be honest about what we do in those moments. And I feel like a lot of women out there, that's what they need to know. What do you do in those moments? Maybe I can pick up on that and maybe I can use it for myself. And maybe it can help me. You know? Have you ever experienced postpartum depression?
I would say naturally, I think everyone does, that is going through any type of pregnancy, whether, you know, it's a successful one or not. I would say that postpartum has a different way of hitting everyone. I know I didn't have it how I heard about it, how people were saying, you know, it's a heaviness and things like that. And I was like, I didn't really experience that, but I think, and I know what I went through, it was a silent suffering because it was more my thoughts. It was a lot of like, I think that's when I even decided to be more strong mentally moving forward, because I'm like, dang, my thoughts are negative. They're scaring me. Let me go check she's still breathing. Like, whoa. And I remember there was times where I like would like roll over, and you know, we always check for the baby to make sure the baby's still good in the bed, even though you're not supposed to put your baby in the bed, but to each his own, because I needed mine clothes. And I would wake up and I'm like, she good. I'm like, wait, is she? No, I don't see it. And like before I knew it, I was screaming. And at the time, her dad and I were still together, and it would be like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm just waking up the whole house, and I could care less because safety hurts. And so looking back on it now, I'm like, that might have been like, I don't know if it's really classified as depression, but I was in a battle with my own thoughts. Like, dang, mommyhood just takes over. And I think the whole pregnancy, my mind was focused on a successful pregnancy. And then when it came close to giving birth, it was like a successful birth. And then when she was here, I was like, dang, what am I supposed to do? Keep her alive. Okay. Feed her. Okay. And so the heaviness of like, I think the task that I was now responsible for, it created this darkness about like failure for me. And it made me like focus more on not failing more than anything. And before that, I really didn't have that. Like, of course I was in sports and stuff, and so you would just like, it's competitiveness, and I knew how to separate failure from failing in that degree. But with the parent, as a parent, I'm like, I I can't fail. Can't let my baby go out like that. So it caused a lot of like sleepless nights, staying up and just watching her. And then, you know, even my relationship had taken some strain because I'm like, why aren't you more scared? You should feel just as scared as I am. Have you ever done this before? We're first time parents. And so, and then, you know, not having in-home support, like my mom not being there all the time or something like that, it was like, this is on me. And all that to say, I think it's so heavy of a burden that it created like a dark cloud in my life. And I don't know if I can call it depression, but I know it was super heavy. I just remember that era and I'm like, ooh, I'm happy we're over that. Like now we're just worried about sending her to school, she'll be home, cool, etc. But I'm like, girl, that was a lot to go through from the moment you knew you were carrying to like probably like 2 years old. It was like, dang, this got all my undivided attention and I can't fail. And for me, that was dark enough because I'm like, jeez, I can't even get up off of this. I'm like, I'm here.
Right. You're definitely right about that.
That for me, like, I don't know, that's what I said. It might have hit people differently, and I know it did because I've heard stories that are totally different. But I'm like, y'all, for me, that was it. They took me up, and they had me up every night. It was tough, but we're here, and I think I made it out. And I think, like, looking back on it now, it's not that it ever will go away. I believe as a parent, you're always gonna care to that extent to be up at night unless you hear from your child or make sure your child is good. And I think it's more manageable. But I feel like it's always internally like there, like that voice, like, you better not fail, you better do right. So for me, that made me kind of like different from who I normally would be because I'm more confident and I'm more strong-willed and I'm like, girl, success is my best friend, you know. But in there, I'm like, shoot, this battle is real.
I definitely hear the postpartum depression in that. Before, I was saying that I feel like women are either not knowing that's what they're going through or they're in denial about it, you know, because like you said, I feel like everybody experiences it, but they experience it in different ways, you know what I'm saying? The same for myself, you know, my postpartum depression wasn't like other women, but I felt it, like you said, it was just something negative over me, and it's like, oh my God, I don't want to feel this because I know I got to do this, I know I got my little baby to be responsible for it, you know, so it was just like, like
it's heavy. And that's what I'm like, when people say, you know, how's parenthood, and I'm like, I mean, it's cool, but it's a lot. I don't think people really talked about how much, like, you're responsible for a whole human out here, bro. Like, that don't go away. You're clocked in forever.
Yeah, like for sure. Like you just said, you're clocked in forever. Ain't no like at the job. Yeah, up at 6. I'm like, no, ain't no at 6.
It's real. And so I'm like, okay. I mean, having children, they're great. It's a beautiful experience. But for me, I'm like, I'm gonna pick and choose with these pregnancies because, honey, the stress is real. The bar is high. Things like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna just put myself through it every other year or so like other women can. Like, honey, no. Right. And I agree. See, me, most of the time, if anybody asks me about having kids or anything like that, I always tell them, wait until you're bored. I'm just gonna be honest. Wait until you're bored to have children, because at the end of the day, it's like you said, you're responsible for a whole nother human being. And when you're responsible for one whole human being, it's actually supposed to be 2 people doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a one person job. So the fact of knowing that it's a possibility of that happening, I understand why you're like, nah, I'm be careful this time because I'm on this same thing. Hey ladies, we make mistakes. Just because you probably had one bad baby daddy don't mean you gotta have more. Okay? One bad apple, don't spoil this bunch. Unless you let it. That's on you, ladies. It's time for us to take control of our lives. We don't have to do that. Like she just said, I'm being careful. Exactly. Once you notice where you messed up at, you just do better. You don't have to keep beating yourself up and keep allowing yourself to do that to yourself, because nobody's doing it to you. It's you. So if you're at that point and you're like struggling with motherhood, ladies, we're gonna have to close them for a while. Okay? We're gonna close. Like I said, we being real all the time. I'm talking to you, have somebody should be talking to you around you. Okay? So again, it's just time to close it so we can focus on ourselves, because when postpartum depression hit, one thing you don't want to be doing is having so many responsibilities where you can't even juggle any of them. We don't want to get to that point. As soon as we notice that we're not feeling well mentally, we need to go ahead and try to cure that, because the longer we let our mind stay in that mindset,
nothing's going to get better. Everything is just going to slowly just rot away. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to lose our shape, right? Because remember, in this channel, we're learning how to shake back and get our shape back, right? Yeah. And we're not trying to lose it. We're maintaining it, okay? Mm-hmm. So in that, I want to ask you, how did you get through it? Because I heard you say, you know, you had to do this, you had to do that. But is it anything you can like put your finger on to say like this helped me through postpartum depression?
Oh, for sure. And everything, honestly. This is my go-to surrender to this higher power that could be above watching over me, whether it's a God, an ancestor, an angel, a prophet, I don't care. Like I just was like, this human vessel that I'm in can't solve and fix and be there for everything. And I had to surrender to like, let life be done. God's will be done and my protection may it reign. And just surrendering to that released a lot of burden. It was like, that's when I'm not watching her sleep anymore. And I'm like, she's fine. And I know she's fine because I'm fine. And I know we're fine because they're fine. And I just had to like I said, build myself back up mentally and just be like, I'm stronger than this. I can overcome it. God wouldn't put me in this situation and take it off from me, you know. And like that devastation, I don't think I can go through it, which means God wouldn't even put me through it. So why even sit around about wondering about the what ifs or the possibilities that are not going to happen to me in this realm? So I made peace with them, and I'm like, okay, let's just move forward in a more positive light and just remember, like, I'm protected, she's good, she's protected, I'm protected, and you know, we're healthy. And you know, it was like a ton of affirmations, but also just remembering like these aren't just affirmations, this is the truth, this is the word of God, this is the gospel. Like I'm not down here without a purpose and without intention. From the moment my mom was created and her mom, we all were purposefully sent here, and we were meant to do something. And so I even had to surrender to like, if that means she leaves me earlier than I want her to go, okay. You know, and I have to be okay with that. And so just releasing myself from the pressure of like not having control over every single thing. And it was kind of like, some people would say like a dose of fuck it all. Right. But honestly, it was like, chill. I mean, what can you do? You're just gonna stress, you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna be up all night thinking. And I mean, once I started like getting back into the word of God and things like that and reading about the law of attraction, I said, wow, my thoughts alone being so terrified of what could be can attract them right into my home. And you're not invited. So I'm just gonna let that be and keep it outside. And we just, anytime, like now I trained my mind so well, like when a negative thought rises, sometimes I even let it play out, like so be it, because I know it won't come into fruition. But before I even got that power, it was just more so the moment those thoughts rose, I was like, no, absolutely not. We're not going there. We're not doing that. I'm not allowing this 10 minutes of my life to be taken from me over negative thoughts. And I'd rather focus on how good our life can be, is, and all the love I have surrounded by. And I'm like, yeah, when you're fortified with love like this, you can't penetrate me. I'm good. Right. So I just started focusing on love and started focusing on what I do have in front of me. And clearly, you know, my relationship with her father didn't work out, and I made peace with that. And I'm like, okay, we both, you know, didn't know what we were getting into, and we were still in the growing stages with each other. And this just is a toll of its own, and trying to juggle all of this, and we didn't make it. Okay. I'm not mad. I'm at peace about it. You know, moving forward, I will, you know, do things differently if that's the case. But I just started surrounding myself and thinking into like light thoughts and happier possibilities, and where my life will go with or without anyone on my side besides the kid, and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know, that just makes me happy. It makes me feel secure. And I'm like, I'm not just sitting back wasting my thoughts on bad things. And so, but I had to train myself. I had to train my thoughts. And I mean, I spent time like the moment I hear a fly buzzing, I gotta quit. Because no, you're not allowed here. And so that would be my key takeaway. It did take a lot to get to that point where I am today, but just like I said, trusting in God, trusting in a higher power over your life, and just not realizing like you're not alone in this battle, and you're in the flesh dealing with it, and your spirit is also in the flesh with you dealing with it, and then you have your mind that's also in this flesh dealing with it. So there's automatically 3 different ways to go about this. I'd rather just focus on the good and all.
Right. I love that. I definitely love that, because it's seeming now, especially in the world that we're living in today, the best way to do it is just to fucking do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, sometimes you just can't think about it. Sometimes you just have to make it happen. Because like you said, by the time you start thinking about it, the negative thoughts start coming in and they try to just take over. And it's like you have to fight to keep them out. Like you're at the house fighting to keep somebody from kicking in your front door. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you have like affirmations and just different things that you tell yourself to help you through that, like, that is, oh my God, that is really good. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like me, girl. I be doing the same thing. Probably a little ghetto with, but
exactly. I mean, God knows your voice, right?
Of
so
course.
You gotta speak it and be real about it, authentic. Oh, excuse me. You gotta be authentic with it. And I just remember like they doing that. I'm like, nah. And I remember even like not going to church for a while because, college. And then once you go to college, whose church am I supposed to go to?
Right.
And so you fall off for that period. And right after college is when I got pregnant. So I had fell too far away from like my Bible study. But the moment I surrendered and said, hey, I'm no longer going to be punished by my negative thoughts. And then I was like, I'm going to definitely just focus on being more positive about stuff. I started hearing scriptures come back to me, and I'm like, dang, that's what they were talking about in church. The word of God is already inside of you, so it'll come back up when you need it. And so just hearing like this inner voice even tell me like, you're good, God wouldn't do this to you, God wouldn't put you through that, you're already loved. It was just like that comforter blanket. It's like, okay, it's all me, I'm going through it right now, but we're gonna get past it.
right.
Yeah.
And the higher power thing, that's really important. I know some people faith, and I'm not judging for whatever your faith is, because like I said before, me, honestly, I am spiritual. I don't affiliate with no religion for my own reasons, you know what I'm saying? But definitely you need to find some higher power to believe in, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that belief is what gets you through a lot of things. The fact that you believe that you will get through, the fact that you believe that you can do better, the fact that you believe that what you actually give into the world is given back to you. It's just whatever you believe in. Where do it start? You have to believe in something. And I feel like whatever you choose to be your higher power is your choice, but you need to make that choice. Because at the end of the day, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So we need to stand for something. Find something. I don't care if you are 40 years old and you've been standing for nothing all your life. You can stop now and find something to stand for. Okay? I want you ladies to know, no matter what point you are in your life, you can actually pause and turn direction if it's not going in the right direction. Don't be scared to have to rebuild. Okay? Sometimes it's best to demolish something and rebuild what you need instead of sitting there and trying to make what you have work. Because sometimes it's not always good for our situation. Okay? We want to glow and grow. Glow and grow.
Love it.
Right. So, do you think you have balanced womanhood and motherhood?
Nope. No, not at all. I will only say no because I continue to evolve every single day. Like, there's a new version of me that shows up, and it's either get with her or let her fester because she's coming regardless. Right. And so I have to learn to accept and embrace the new versions of myself that are created overnight. Right. And I wake up and I'm like, okay, we don't do that no more. We don't tolerate this anymore. We're not doing that. And we're gonna speak up. And
right.
okay, thanks, Sister May. Right. We're gonna do that. And then when it comes to motherhood, it's like if I know that I'm getting recreated overnight, so is the kid. I'm just now embracing this whole sentence where I have a 7-year-old. Because where did that come from? And it was just yesterday. I was in the hospital and I was giving birth. And you're a really itty bitty baby. And so, and like now we're like evolving in our parenthood, and she's evolving in herself. And I'm like, dang, I don't even know you. I don't know you, because you're going to change on me again, and you're going to keep growing and glowing, right. And you're just going to keep pressing on. And so every day I don't even expect yesterday to be the same as today or tomorrow. I'm just like, if I stay present and I stay here, I can deal with it all no matter what.
Right.
But I soon had to learn to let go of the expectations of thinking I had it all, right. Or that I can do this. It was more so like, every day I'm learning, and every day I'm going to get better. And if yesterday was bad, shake it off, because tomorrow can be better, and it will be, because I'm learning. I'm gonna put down yesterday and pick up today. So I don't think I have a handle on it. It's just, I think we're gonna keep going. I think since we're all in this kinetic energy space, you can't really latch on to anything. You just gotta ride the waves. Right. And so I get messy sometimes. I get angry. You know, things don't go my way. I kind of shut down and reject the world's opinion on anything. And then I'm like, okay, I can't do that. Let me reopen, recenter, and get back out there, because it's gonna keep going whether I'm in it or not. So I don't want to miss out on it and then, you know, go through that whole ordeal. So I just wake up and be like, okay, today's it. Let's do it. Whatever today has to offer, we're going to get through it.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, I would love to say it, but, honey, no. I'm not even the girl I was last week.
Right. Look, there's nothing wrong with that, because we definitely have to grow every day. And the fact that you don't wait. Y'all hear this? Because I'm finna highlight this. The fact that you don't wait until New Year's to make a resolution is wonderful. Because, ladies, don't get me wrong, I'm for a New Year's resolution, honey. We want to do better each and every year. But if you want real change in your life, it starts by what you do every single day. So, like she said, the fact that yesterday I had a bad day, it's cool. Today, it can be better. And I'm going to do better. Not that I'm just saying it can be better. No, I'm going to choose to do better, because it's within your choices that you choose to make. Ain't nobody putting no gun in your head. And if they is, that's another situation. Okay? Because at this point in our life, we don't want to be around none of that we can't be in control of. Because we're the orchestrators of our life, and we have to learn how to make everything be on cue to what we want, correct?
That's a word. I hope y'all listen.
So yeah, like, and I love that you're being so honest about that. Like, truthfully, just me being on the outside looking in, I feel like you got it. Just hearing the way you're speaking of how you handle everything, because again, ladies, it's all about how you handle it. You're going to go through stuff. It's like, just imagine this. And once you get this in your head, I think your life can go just a little bit better, okay? Once you get in your head that it's somebody out there every day, like, yeah, I'm going to go this at her, I'm going to throw that at her, I'm going to throw that. Literally, get that in your head. It's somebody out there doing it. They want you to fail. And the fact that they want you to fail should make you not want to fail. You should want to prove them wrong. Things are going to happen. Everything is not going to be perfect. But again, we have to learn how to handle it, because guess what? Every storm has to see a new day. It has to. No storm will last. I promise you it won't. It may feel like it will at the moment, but that's just to really see what you made about. Because what I heard was diamonds are made under pressure. And diamonds are very expensive. So, ladies, we have to know how to still be under pressure and still be a diamond. Still know how to handle the situation and how we project ourselves onto the world. Because, again, just because you're upset don't mean you go and be mean to the cashier lady. Right. Why? She ain't did nothing to you. Right? So we have to learn how to still be us, although our world is in shambles.
It's tough. I will say it's one of the tougher jobs out there, but like you say, you can't throw yourself into the world like that. Honestly, a lot of the times when I'm in the heat of the moment, I take a moment and I say, like, I deserve more than this. I deserve to put myself out there better than this. Even times when I'm like, I just need to run to the store really, really quick. I'm throwing anything. There's still a voice in my head of like, okay, you can meet the next investor for your business. You can be, someone who wants to do business with you. You sure this is how you want to have a first meet and greet? And it's like, okay, maybe I should put that bra on. At least put the bra on. Okay, I'll do that. I'm still going to be me, but I can do something. I can take the bonnet off or something. I don't know. But with that being said, I totally agree. Just don't do that to yourself. We all deserve to see ourselves in our fullest glory. There's not, like you said, if you're born, have a baby, but then also see yourself from the baby that you were all the way up into who you're going to be. And if we take time to just genuinely appreciate these moments that we're in, like, you will see that you got a lot to clap for on your own behalf. You don't even need someone to clap. Like, I'm real loud about my clap.
Yes, ma'am.
Literally, because I did that, I'm doing that, we're going to get there, And so, you personally deserve to see the best version of yourself. So go out there and do that.
Right, exactly. And like you said, I love that. It's not just about everybody else. It's about you. What can you prove to yourself? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the first person that see you in a mirror is you. What do you want to see in that mirror? Forget all these other people. Not like that, but you get what I'm saying? Right. Forget these people. What do you want to see? And if ain't nobody clapping, clap for yourself. Like she said, my clap the loudest.